Welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in this afternoon. Today we're going to be contemplating whether or not we're living our best life and taking that into our meditation. So I invite you to sit comfortably in a chair with your feet flat on the floor, your spine erect, soft, elongated. Lower the music just a bit. And let's invoke the higher frequency energies. I invite you to connect with the God of your understanding, however you relate to Source. Take a deep breath in and exhale and connect with your higher sacred self. Deep breath in and exhale and connect with the divine presence that animates everything in existence, including us. A deep breath in, exhale, connect with your ancestors. A deep breath in, exhale. And let's connect with the great compassionate light. This is the light that we meet at the end of our journey here on earth. Deep breath in and exhale. And before we move into the meditation, I'd like to ask, are you living your best life? And what does that look like for you? You can hold this question internally, or you can share in the chat if you choose. We have been programmed and conditioned to see our best life in terms of some standards established by others, but they may not have any relationship at all to what constitutes our best life. So I want you to consider, what does it mean to you to live your best life? Does it mean having a lot of money in the bank, having the career or job that you prefer? Does living your best life have anything to do with the connections and the relationships that you have established in your life? What does living your best life look like for you? Often when we think about things like our best life, we think about them in terms of what we're receiving. But what I want to invite you to also consider is what you're giving. In your relationships with others, are you giving your attention, your support, your compassion? And if you have specific goals, thank you for creating and keeping relationships honest. That's from Gangster Mechanic. So if you have specific goals in your life, like your business goals, or your career goals, or even your relationship goals, and they haven't manifested as you would like to see them manifest, I invite you to be willing to take a deep dive inside and see what are the conversations that are happening internally. What are the messages you're saying to yourself? Sometimes we were conditioned and programmed in our childhood just by virtue of what we saw in the environment around us. And those messages about our ability to manifest, our ability to create, our ability to connect, all influence us as adults. And so our opportunity is to be willing to go within and to really look inside at what our inner dialogue is. What's the talk that's going on in here that no one else can access? Sometimes that chatter has to do with our sense of worthiness, whether or not we're good enough. And sometimes we are actually blaming and condemning ourselves for past decisions or past actions. And all of these things actually feed into what's showing up in our lives today, and whether or not we're actually living the life that we say we want, that we feel that we want to have. So today, as we take a few deep breaths and begin to go inside, I invite you to really be willing to hear what your inner voice is saying to you about your conditioning, about your programming, about the beliefs that you hold that actually stand in the way of having the best life. The question is there a difference between wanting to be great and wanting others to be great? First of all, let me just say that because we're in these physical bodies and we have psychological cells, everything that we do literally is for ourselves. And even if it is helping others, generally we're helping others because it makes us feel good about ourselves. And that's the condition of the human experience until our consciousness is elevated and we become other-centered. So there's nothing wrong with wanting to be great. There's nothing wrong with wanting to accomplish things. And in fact, the more authentic we can be about our motivation, the better our chances are of manifesting what we desire. Most of the times we want to think of ourselves as being kind, considerate, compassionate individuals that care for others and that we're selfless in the way that we approach our lives. And that may be true from moment to moment or in one circumstance or another. But basically, we're self-centered. And if we can acknowledge that without judging it, we start on a higher plane. And so one of the really important things is not to judge yourself or beat yourself up for whatever is true for you, like whatever is motivating you, but just being willing to own it internally and being able to tell yourself the truth about it. As we elevate in consciousness, we actually discover that there's no difference between us and the other. And whatever we do, we're doing for the one consciousness, the one being. So, but it's important not to practice that or to pretend that that's so. One of the key cornerstones of being a conscious creator, a conscious manifester, is starting where you are, acknowledging that and being able to be authentic about it. So right now I invite you to take a deep breath. Let's close our eyes and sit with our palms facing skyward on the lap. And let's just take a few deep breaths as we dive into this, because one of the really beautiful things that can happen for you is as you bring your attention inward, you begin to see what's going on internally. And if you have a question, you can also see the answer to the question. So let's take a deep breath in. Exhale. Another deep breath in. Exhale. One more. And exhale. Now feel your energy as it begins to relax and settle. And hold the question in mind. Am I living my best life? Often we have the question, what is my purpose? Sometimes we might have the question, why am I here? And I would offer that we're in Earth School to experience and learn. And as we're able to experience and learn without judgment of the lesson or the people who are bringing the lessons to us, we have an opportunity to grow. And if we start from the place of acknowledgement that, yes, I want to be happy, I want to be healthy, I want to be wealthy, I want to be acknowledged, I want people to know me, to know what I am about, what I'm capable of. If we start from that place, just speaking the truth, an inner opening occurs. It's like the universe is listening. If you're having difficulty manifesting the things that you desire, I'll share with you the formula that my teacher shared with me. Intent plus effort plus grace equals success. So we start with the intention, being really clear with what it is we want to manifest. And the more specific we can be, the better. And we put forth the effort that's required in order for us to manifest our intention. Sometimes there's a false belief that we can just sit back and wait and things will come to us. And sometimes things come to us, but most of the time, effort is required. What effort are you putting forth towards manifesting your heart's desire? And then do you recognize that it's not just about you or your effort or what you can do, but also grace plays a part in this. So having a connection with your divine, however you relate to source, and being in a state of gratitude for whatever you have now, those are important foundational principles for creating what you desire. There have been so many times that I can think about where getting really clear with the intention and then making the effort, how the doors just open up very wide. That may be in the form of connecting with the person that you need to connect with to support your dream or your business or your goal. It may be learning about the course that you need to take to strengthen your capability. What I know for sure is that if you make space inside by bringing your attention inward and being willing to look closely and carefully and honestly about what is there, the chances of manifesting what you want are much greater. And then look at the question as you're focused inward about how much of what you desire is about yourself. Whether it's to prove to someone that you are more capable than they thought you were, or that you could do better without them in your life, or whether it's to prove a teacher or a parent wrong who said you would never amount to anything. Just be willing to look at what is your motivation, what is spurring you towards that dream, towards that desire. And recognize that there's no judgment. Do not judge yourself for whatever is motivating you. But also recognize that whenever we are motivated by those types of things, that we're actually reacting. And what we need to really do is to go a little bit deeper and look at, is this what I truly want? Is this how I can make a difference? Is this how I can make a contribution? And as we begin to move from that place, from that level of understanding, the universal consciousness, universal intelligence, divine consciousness can support us in bringing that into manifestation. So let's just take a few moments and bring our attention to our heart center. Center of our chest. And from this heart space, ask the question, is what does my best life look like? What does it mean for me to be in relationship to this life? What do I want to receive, and what am I willing to give? All of life is relational. We exist in relationship to others, in relationship to everything that is. And as we clear the gunk that's stopping us from having the strongest manifestation, the clearest manifestation, as we clear it within ourselves, it clears within the whole. So others are benefited by it as well. And from that heart space, just feel your connection. First of all, feel your connection with those of us who are here on this Instagram. And feel your connection with those who are in your life. And turn the question around. Not how are they serving me, but how am I serving them? Is it with a smile, a hello, a decision not to argue about something, to simply let it go? And is there inner dialogue that is defeatist, that says, you can't, you won't, you'll never, you're not worthy? Just know that all of those things are lies. That as sons and daughters of the Most High, our capability, our capacity, our ability to manifest and create the lives we want, those things are within us now. That most of what's necessary is sweeping away everything that stands in the way of that awareness. So today, as we move through our lives, as we move through our tasks, through our connections with people, take within yourself the knowing that I am enough, that it's okay to desire your best life. But take time to define that for yourself. And don't let your best life be defined by television and movies and other people. Comparison is a source of suffering. Tap into what your truth is. Let's take a deep breath and exhale. Today is more of a contemplation than meditation. It's to dive into, begin to unearth the patterns that may be holding us back. Know that your mind, body, spirit complex is intelligent and it knows how to inform you. But it also is alive and it's listening to you. It's listening to your thoughts. So that's why it's important to be really clear. and be willing to take the time to see what thoughts are not serving you. And be willing to call them out as untruths. Take a deep breath and exhale. Bring your hands together in the Namaskar Mudra, the prayer mudra at the center of your chest. As we give thanks to the God of our understanding, to our higher sacred self, to the divine presence, to our ancestors, to our teachers and guides, and to the great compassionate light. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace within, peace outside, peace all around us. Ashe. Whenever you're ready, open your eyes and know that this formula, intent plus effort plus grace equals success. Take that with you today as you move throughout your day, and allow yourself over the next couple of days to be in self-inquiry, like about what your motivation is and about what really constitutes your best life. And thank you so much for tuning in today. And I hope to see you on Thursday. You're welcome. Thank you. I hope to see you on Thursday. Blessings to you.